Hospital Porter's Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order. Welcome to Hapanwo TV on VidMe. Now this is a video I'm only going to put on VidMe. I'm afraid I haven't put up anything on YouTube for a while because I've been writing my book. As I explain in my video, the book is nearly finished, which I haven't put on VidMe yet. It's actually on YouTube. But this video is going to only be on VidMe. And the reason I'm making it is a community video. I want to reply to somebody. Now, this is to another VidMe user called Tanya Mills, who I subscribe to. She has quite a large repertoire. She has quite a large upload rate. She puts up like 2 or 3 videos every day, I think, almost. Videos of her singing and videos of various subjects and film reviews and things like that. And it's actually the film review function of her channel that I'm referring to today, and this is what I'm making this video about, because she actually she has a video which she calls Comment of the Week, and I won. I'm very honoured, Tanya, thank you very much. And she said Ben the Junior Porter. It's actually Ben the JR Porter. It's JR is short for my hospital, John Radcliffe, which is where I used to be a porter, but Tanya wasn't to know that. So Ben the JR Porter, you've won this award, and congratulations. So yeah, it's really cool. What it was, I'll put a link in the description box to Tanya's video. But basically, she did a movie review of a film called Teeth. Now this is and I commented on it. Now Teeth is this film that was made in 2007. It's described as a black comedy horror written and directed by Mitchell Lichtenstein. So it's directed by a man, which I thought was very unusual. Now I first heard what this was about before I actually watched it, because my daughter Louisa told me about it, and I assumed it was going to be a piece of feminist propaganda, but funnily enough, I wouldn't call it that. It's a bit too outrageous to be that, almost. It's no real there are no real feminist themes in it, I would say, apart from violence. There's violence against men by a woman. That doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't necessarily mean it's feminism. I mean, the situations in which the main character actually attacks the men in the film, I think in most of the cases it's self-defense. But it's like I said, it was actually a pretty crappy movie. Tanya thought it was good, even though it was part of her bad movie review series of films. She did still think it was a good film, and she got something out of it. But the film itself is absolutely bizarre. I mean, the whole plot of the film is completely absurd. It's based on the mythology of vagina dentata, that is, teeth of the vagina. And what she actually has, this is a woman who has a set of teeth, sharp teeth, around the entrance to her vagina, and which can close and, in a sense, bite, as if her vagina is a mouth that can actually slam shut. And if this is in the middle of sex, of course, it'll mutilate the penis of the man who's having sex with her. And this happens, and it's a rather it's like, I mean, I described it as kind of like a booby prize in a competition. I had this theory that a bunch of Hollywood directors, Lichtenstein or any of the other, they got together at a Christmas party in 2006, and they all got drunk, and they had this like competition to who could come up with the most bizarre idea for a film, the most strangest storyline, the creepiest premise, or the daftest premise, the most grotesque concept. And Lichtenstein won, and the booby prize was the film then has to be produced. It is kind of like that. Now, the actual legend of vagina dentata, it's actually a mythology. It's actually a mythology, the idea that this exists. It may be connected to it, the toothed vagina, it means, and it's a folk tale. It may be associated with the castration anxiety of men. It may have come from that. However, there are chastity belts from the Middle Ages, which women had to wear, which actually to have this effect. They actually have teeth which will they have like metal spikes, serrated edges, which will scratch or cut or lacerate the penis of any man who tries to have sex with a woman wearing this kind of chastity belt. It's a rather sort of it's a bizarre thing. But anyway, there was this. It's funny enough. There was this thing called the rape axe that was invented. This is a kind of like a weird thing. It was invented in South Africa in 2014, and it's actually this hard. It's a hard plastic sheath that a woman can. It's supposedly to protect women from being raped. It's a hard plastic sheath that a woman can insert into her vagina like a tampon, and during sex, when a man pushes his penis into her vagina, he will also push it into the sheath. Now, the thing about the sheath is, the sheath actually has barbs in it that tear the flesh of the man's penis. I'll show you a picture of it now. Ooh, charming, isn't it? Yes, now, this is a piece of feminist propaganda, and it may well have been inspired by the film that we've just seen, Teeth. Now, as I said, this device you see here, it looks fairly innocuous from the outside, but inside it has these very, very sharp barbs. They face inwards like a shark's teeth, and they are designed to tear the flesh of a man's penis when he's having sex, and to cling on painfully. It cannot be removed without medical assistance. And you might think, well, it's a good idea, isn't it? It defends women from rape. Not necessarily. The rape axe is actually, it's a weapon. It's just a weapon. And like most weapons, it is morally neutral. It can be used for the perfectly legitimate purpose of self-defense, or it can be used to initiate an attack, including an unprovoked attack. An attack against somebody who's doing no harm at all. And I actually brought this up on social media when I first heard about this rape axe thing, when it was first doing the rounds on Facebook. So how many arguments start on Facebook? It's unbelievable. Anyway, the people who supported the rape axe replied with complete scorn. They showed no concern at all for these misgivings. And some people even seemed quite gleeful about the idea of this being used to carry out a preemptive strike against an innocent man. Now, I know feminists will say there's no such thing as an innocent man, but there is. I think there is. There's one lady, someone who's, I won't give her a real name, but I'll call her Nancy. That's not her real name, but she's someone I don't only know online. She actually lives near me, and I've met her, and we were quite good friends normally. And when I said this, she replied, "Good. Now you know how it feels." And I'm like, what? Welcome to our world is another thing she said. She gave a litany of all these risks and adversity that women have to face in life. And at the end of this, after she said, "Welcome to our world," she said, "This is not about you personally, Ben. I know you're a good guy." But I was really dismayed that Nancy was actually happy that I was now in danger. She felt it was a good thing that I myself might be targeted with this weapon. Although I'm glad to say that my girlfriend has never actually stooped to that level. I better not moan at her for burning the toast. And then at the end of this, it's weird, it's like a paradox. She starts off by being happy that I'm in danger, and then at the end admits that I'm innocent and do not deserve to be harmed. And harmed pretty badly. I mean, what you've got to realise is an injury to the penis is actually a very serious injury indeed to the entire body, because there's a very high blood flow into that organ, and it bleeds more than other organs. And if you lacerate it, in other words, if you cut a man's penis very deeply, he can even bleed to death. He can bleed to death from exsanguination, basically losing too much blood. Now, I'm actually I'm actually all in favour of women defending themselves by force. I'm quite in favour of using pepper spray, mace, and things like that. In fact, I like the the US constitutional right to bear arms, the Second Amendment. I wish we had it in Britain. I'd be happy to allow that. And some of the other people, apart from Nancy, were even worse. They were like calling me, I don't know, they were saying that I don't care about rape and things like this. Maybe this is to do with it being online, but it's funny how you get into these conversations and they immediately become polarised and very personal. This often happens. It was very strange. I've known Nancy for a long time. I actually worked with her daughter up at the hospital. Her daughter was a healthcare assistant there. We're good friends. She treats me with warmth. She treats me with respect. But it's this situation, this really weird situation, which is the foundation of feminism, which is, in a case of an injustice, I mean, whether it's a real injustice or a perceived injustice, doesn't make any difference. In the case an injustice can be healed by cancelling it out with another injustice. So in other words, her hostility to me, it came from the abuse of women, abuse by men of women, when abuse of women by men in society. For the reason for this is my own abuse had to be celebrated. Not because I've abused anyone personally, but because I'm a man. Women are harmed by men, therefore this justifies harming me. Even if it's just socially. And it's really weird. I mean, this is why I say feminism is a form of mind control. It's cultural Marxist head messing, basically. She transformed in front of my eyes, Nancy did. With this abruptness, almost of the killer in the Manchurian Candidate. It was like, one moment she was normal, and then there was like a battle line between us, and I was her sworn enemy. It was like, she snapped like that, and then suddenly she snapped back to normal again. It was really, really strange. Somebody once called feminism racism for the rich, because it tends to be a vice of middle-class liberals. People who might have rejected racial, religious, ethnic bigotry. And the thing about it is, it's not about women's rights. Feminism is not about women's rights, because if it was about women's rights, then feminists wouldn't be bypassing the embassy of Saudi Arabia to head for the University College of London, where some professor used the word mankind. And they wouldn't be campaigning outside that. They'd be campaigning outside the Saudi embassy, which is where there's 30 million women in Saudi Arabia who are nothing more than slaves. That surely is a much, much more serious women's rights issue than some professor who uses politically correct language. Politically incorrect language, I should say. So this is thought crime. And what was really upsetting was I felt myself change too. I felt myself slip into, when I was talking to Nancy, slip into this mindset where we're nothing more than components in a political dynamic. Yeah, and we're not individuals anymore, and everyone is just part of an abstraction. So you make war. People are making war on abstractions and harming individuals. It doesn't matter because they're not individuals. They're just components of this abstraction. It's one of the worst things imaginable. Oh, so that's quite a long ramble there, but that's. Well, we started with talking about Tanya Mills' video. I'll put a link in the description box of that, and the film Teeth, and it led on to this. Isn't that strange? But yeah, Tanya says she's really nice actually. She says she doesn't mind people disagreeing with her, and this is absolutely true. You know, people can disagree. They can just say, I don't agree with you. I think this film's rubbish. She probably will say the same about some films I like. In fact, I might do some film review videos and send them to her and see if she likes them. But she says, as long as people are polite and don't call you stupid or something because you disagree with them, then all's well. And I completely agree. She's absolutely right. Absolutely. So thanks once again, Tanya, for making my comment of the week. That's much appreciated. I'll continue to watch your videos. I like your singing voice, and I like you say some interesting things. And I'm glad you are taking advantage of this wonderful new free speech version of YouTube, VidMe. Interestingly, there's been some there's been some fuss about VidMe because apparently there was some fuss because a video was taken down from VidMe I think last week sometime. It was one of Andrew Anglin's videos, I think, and he's made a fuss and stuff like that, and people saying that VidMe's not into free speech anymore and stuff like that. I don't know the details of that case as far as I can see, but by looking through what you see on VidMe, you see a lot of YouTube refugees on there. There's massive numbers. There's people like Computing Forever and Sargon of Akkad and people like that. There's Rin Michaelis is on there, Millennial Woes. They're all on there. So it must be better than YouTube if those guys are on there. Sticks, Hex and Hammer is one of the most prolific, along with Tanya. He uploads almost as many videos as Tanya does. He's on there too. These are people who've been demonetized and things like that, and even been banned from YouTube. Also, we got. I'm on BitChute, by the way. There's another video sharing site called BitChute. It's www.bitchute.com. It doesn't have a host. It's like it's a peer-to-peer system. To make it even, hopefully, more. To make it more foolproof against attacks. You know, copyright attack, not just copyright attacks, but hate speech claims and things like that. So-called hate speech. The definition of hate speech is so woolly and so it's just so uncertain that almost anything could be hate speech. I mean, just what I've said about feminism could be interpreted as misogyny. That's what it's like in this world. Anyway, if I start on about that, this will end up being a 2-hour video. I don't actually know if my account's been activated now or certified, so I can upload videos longer than 2 hours. Anyway, thanks for watching, and thank you, Tanya Mills. Thank you everyone else who watches me on VidMe. There'll be another video. I don't know when, because as I said in my last video, I'm still writing my book. I've almost finished it, but it'll only be a couple of weeks. But I just don't have time to do much uploading at the moment. All right, so thank you for watching. Hospital Ports, Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order. This is a Panwo TV on VidMe. Have a nice day.